That's just football.
That doesn't get into Lindor. Lindor, who has not said anything one way or the other of wanting to leave, but he's gone.
Yeah, and Lindor knows the reality, and so do the Indians, that it's going to require, and especially when you see what happened over the previous, 36 hours now, where Strasburg gets 240-something and Cole gets 320-something.
These are pitchers. Those numbers, that dollar figure will not hold up over the length of the time.
Well, you wouldn't think.
Cole's is what, 9 years? And what's Strasburg?
Cole 9, Strasburg 7.
7. Those don't hold up. Here you go. Gerrit-Cole agrees to a 9-year, $324 million deal with the Yankees. Strasburg agrees to 7 years. Right on the spot we are. $245 million deal with his home team, the Nationals. And the previous record, David Price, 7 years, $217 million deal with the Red Sox that was signed in 2016.
And the Red Sox reportedly trying to move Price. So,
well, these long-term deals, especially with pitchers, don't work out for the entire length of it.
Right, but that doesn't stop teams from, especially the rich teams, from the deep pocket teams, from throwing the money at it. Lindor and his people have to look at the landscape and think, all right, we're gonna get $300 million out of this at a minimum.
Correct, and not from
There's
Cleveland.
only a finite number of teams that can afford that. One of them is the Dodgers. That's why it makes total sense that the Dodgers would be the primary suitor for Lindor, because not only do they have the cash, but they have the prospects.
All right, so let's take a look at what supposedly Bob Nightengale is talking about. Gavin-Lux, second baseman and a shortstop, pretty good numbers, 347 in AA and AAA, 26 home runs, 76 RBIs. Played with the Dodgers right at the end of the season, got a little cup of coffee, and that was in 2019. Hit 240, a couple of homers, 9 RBIs, and a couple of steals. He's the number 2 prospect in all of baseball, number 1 with the Dodgers. Also a pitcher that they could be interested in, Dustin-May, a right-handed pitcher, 22 years old. Don't the Indians I know you never have enough pitching, but don't the Indians have as much pitching as anybody in baseball?
Yes, but I wouldn't have any issues with May coming this way. I just don't want it to be only May and Lux. I want other guys, including, you mentioned Pederson.
I mentioned Pederson, left-handed hitter.
A nice piece.
Excellent defensive player. He's got power and he hits for average.
Yeah, when I thought about a prospective Lindor trade, I said minimum 2 guys who can play in the major leagues on beginning and opening day 2020.
Does Lux and May qualify?
I mean, I suppose they do, but I want like 2 position players. So Pederson would fit that bill if you add him to the mix.
Right.
I don't know where the line gets drawn with the Indians and with the Dodgers as to what can or cannot make a deal, and don't be surprised either if there's somehow a blockbuster on top of a blockbuster where perhaps the Indians throw in Kluber
in the same deal, same with the Dodgers.
Because the Indians would love to unload Kluber's deal, even though they
just
picked up his option.
Yeah.
I still think they'd like to get out from under the
Dodgers would do that in a minute. Somehow find a way.
They would have done it last year, but I think there are legitimate concerns about Kluber's health.
Right.
And I think teams want to see Kluber pitch first. So I'm not saying it's going to happen. I say the odds are against it. But
isn't that why the Indians picked up the option? So they could trade him? As backwards, convoluted as that seems.
I mean, yeah, because if they don't pick up the option, he walks away and they don't potentially get something for him. So, yeah, it would make sense.